Well, I've never filmed an unhaul before. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I'm Andrew, and today I have got my first unhaul video here for you. But before we get into that, make sure you are liking and subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content. Also, make sure you're checking that description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord, as well as links to all my social media and information about my Patreon. And guys, usually I just kind of quietly unhaul my books to make more room on my shelves, but I have been buying books and just book hauling all over the place, and it's become kind of a problem because very recently I added these two shelves, and I've got room for one more shelf there, but that's kind of like a last ditch thing, so I need to make room. And lately I've had a lot of DNFs. I've had a lot of books that didn't work for me, or I've had a lot of books that I've just decided I would rather listen to on audio. And so to kind of kick this off, speaking of I would rather listen to them on audio, these are books that I think I will eventually read, but not physically. And that hurts me because I loved the first book so much. In fact, you can kind of see the special edition of the first book right here. And that's Dune by Frank Herbert. And so I've got, the rest of the books. I've already read Messiah, but I did Messiah on audio. Let's see if I can get these into frame. It's kind of an awkward size. I did Messiah on audio. And my good friend Patrick and my patron and my moderator sent these to me a while ago. And they've just been kind of sitting on my shelf. And frankly, I don't know if I'm ever going to physically read these books. And I could use the space. So as much as I really loved this gift, I think I'm going to clear it out so that I can have room for more shelves. Because if I don't make room and I start stacking books on the floor, my wife will kill me. But I mean, hey, having too many books is kind of a good problem. So we've got the Dune Chronicles here. That's Messiah, Children, God Emperor, Heretics, and Chapter House. Luckily, I think my local library has all of them on Libby for the audio versions, so I plan on getting those. And then these are kind of duplicates, and they're going to a friend who hasn't read the series yet. And of course, I've been getting these nice broken binding hardcover special editions of the First Law trilogy. And so I don't need my paperbacks anymore because I've got these kind of gorgeous hardcovers, which I've already got the first two, and the only one I don't have yet is Last Argument. And it's already been printed, and it's going to be shipped out in, the next few weeks. So I don't have any reason to keep these duplicates on my shelves taking up space. So, yes, I am still going to have copies of these, just not the paperbacks. Alright, so then we start getting into DNFs. And this hurts me, because my buddy Gregory LaPerche said that this was going to be one of my favorite reads of 2022. And that is the Divine Cities trilogy by Robert Jackson Bennett. I got into this and immediately just was not having the best time, especially in City of Stairs. My understanding of the format is that each book follows a different protagonist, and I pinged him on Discord, and he's like, well, the first 50% of the first book really isn't that good. And it's like, why did you think I was gonna like it, Gregory? Why? I know my buddy Jake, the Bookish Drummer, absolutely loves this series. This just isn't quite to my taste. I can speak properly, I promise. So I think I am going to pass these on to a new home where they will be more appreciated. The next trilogy that I am unhauling, because I am a compulsive book buyer and I buy in bulk. So if I see something that catches my eye, I will just go ahead and buy as much of the series as I possibly can, which, as we can tell, is a mistake because I'm now unhauling 3 books. And guys, this month, I had been meaning to read this book for going on a year. I'd put it on the TBR 3 or 4 times, and I just never got around to it. And that's going to be The Soul Keeper and the Keeper's Trilogy by David Dalglish. I am so upset that this didn't work for me. I reread the first 10 chapters of book 1 twice just thinking like, oh, maybe I zoned out. Maybe I wasn't picking it up. I just was not pulled in to this series, and I was so incredibly excited for this. I do plan on still picking up The Bladed Faith by David Dalglish. I want to give this author another try. A, because the cover is absolutely stunning, and B, like, he's just an absolutely awesome individual to interact with on Twitter. And so I want to give his work another go. So I may try a different series, but for me, The Keepers just for some reason wasn't working for me. I could not be pulled in. We're going to just kind of stick this over here because I've got stacks on stacks and stacks of books. But really, we're actually kind of mostly almost done. Now, this is a duplicate copy right here. This is David Gimel's Ravenheart. This copy I bought offline in very good condition. And you can see that it's split right there. The dust jacket's absolutely destroyed and just taped and yellowed. And additionally, I bought a second copy of this already that showed up signed by David Gemmell. And yeah, that's been Mylar wrapped, and it's just very much... Actually, you can kind of see it. I forgot that I moved these books. So I've got another copy right here. This is signed by David Gemmell, which about made my jaw hit the floor. So I don't need a secondary copy of this, especially one that's in such bad shape. And then we've got Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Guys, this is probably going to be the best book that I ever DNF. I loved the first 50% of Ocean at the End of the Lane. And then there's a scene that was very visceral that, you know, basically I reacted to it due to what happened to me as a child. Not the same instances that happened in the book. I'm not saying I went through that, but I went through something similar, and I just had to nope right out. So this one kind of hit a little too close to home, but it's an absolutely beautifully written book that just will get you right in the feels. The back half, from what I understand, gets a little bit weirder, but yeah, no, I was sad when I put this one down. So we're going to be getting rid of that. That was a gift to me by my good buddy Nico. I believe he got like the, what's it called when you've got like a coffee table like version of it that's like big and illustrated, might be annotated. Who knows? All right, this one hurts because it's been a year now and I haven't even lifted the front cover on these. And I was looking at my shelves going, okay, what am I realistically going to read? Because lately, my tastes have been trending a lot more towards the self-published community. I have just been making great, friends within that community. Lots of great books, just interesting ideas that kind of don't really work within the traditional, like the traditional publishers won't let people put these kind of books out. But, self-published, who's going to stop you? And you get these really interesting ideas, and I'm just falling in love with that. And no disrespect to this author, I just don't see myself reading these books within the next 5 years. And at that point, these beefy omnibuses are just taking up space. And it hurts me because it's Terry Brooks' Shannara. And we've got the Sword of Shannara trilogy and the Heritage of Shannara trilogy. There are two other omnibuses that I feel compelled to pick up if I'm going to keep these on my shelves. And, I mean, if you look at that, that's a lot of space that's taken up on my shelf by something I have no intention of reading within the next 5 years. And so it's more of a judgment call of space is limited on why I want to kind of give these up. And it hurts because I love the way this one looks. It is a gorgeous edition. I believe these are out of print now. And that's why to find the, I believe there's the Hive Druid collection that I don't have. And the Voyage of Geralt is another one that I don't have. And I think that I would just, these are also super impractical to read from because they're like each like 6 pounds. Like this is really dense, heavy paper. And so I think I just need to make space. And yeah. And then this next one isn't officially going to be unhauled yet. It is getting one more chance. One more chance. And then all 9 of these books from the Expanse, if you cannot stick the landing with Nemesis games, is going out of my collection. Because as much as I liked Leviathan Wakes, this is 9 books. It's all hinging right here on Nemesis games. I've got these all in hardcover. Almost all of them are Mylar wrapped. I actually stole one of the Mylar wrappings to wrap another book. But like Cibola Burn, Abaddon's Gate, Caliban's War, like they were okay, but not good enough to take up that much space on my shelves. Especially because I don't think I'll ever reread these books. Leviathan Wakes was good, but again, I've been very vocal over the last few months, I guess I should say, that I thought the dialogue was really, really clunky. And it got a little bit better in Abaddon's Gate. And then there started to be really a lot of logical issues that appeared within Caliban's War and Cibola Burn. And I was just like, I'm not really enjoying this experience. I gave books 3 and 4 2 stars, but I really enjoyed the reading experience. But I hated the story. Because like it was like entertaining, but then like afterwards I'm like, ugh, why did I read that? Like that wasn't good. I should have DNF'd it at 50%. So I'm going to give it Nemesis games before I fully decide if I'm going to be unhauling the Expanse. And if I do unhaul the Expanse, I may end up doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway where I give away all of these hardcovers. Now keep in mind, not all of these are brand new, but like they would be a full hardcover set that you can Mylar wrap. Like this one specifically is an old, you can see right there, is an old library edition that I picked up used. But it still looks pretty good for a used library edition. It's in fairly good shape. Like, it took me 3 weeks to realize that this was a library edition when I brought it home. So, yeah. That said, guys, that is everything that I have got kind of getting out of the collection to kind of make way for more books that I'm more excited to read, or that, you know, I've got replacements from things of that nature. If you watched this far into the video, you know what's up. That said, guys, let me know if you think I am making a huge mistake with any of these unhauls. Please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, guys, till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.